This is a rubber band. Um, you might not think too much about it. You might think they're not interesting. But I beg to differ. You know, there's a lot of types of rubber band. I have a few here. You've got the thick ones, the ones that are a bit thicker. And then there's the ones that are really thin and more stretchy. And then the really long ones that offer a bit more resistance, the small ones. And you find them in a bunch of places. I know I have some in my drawer. Sometimes you're walking down the street and you find one. And there's a bunch of uses you can give to them. For example, my sketchbook, I hold shut with one. You can make the chopstick thing to make kids eat with chopsticks easier with rubber bands. You know, they hold things together everywhere. But their main characteristic, obviously, it's that they're bendy. You know, they adapt. They bend with whatever situation you put them in to, you know, do their job and hold it together. So yeah, I don't think they're an uninteresting object at all. I actually think if you try hard enough, anything in life can be a metaphor. And I think metaphors are really useful. And I don't think you have to try too hard to make rubber bands into a metaphor for people. Because, you know, just like rubber bands, there's a bunch of different types of people. And just like rubber bands, people do all sorts of things. And you can find them in all sorts of places. And, you know, some of them walk around like they're brand new. And, you know, they look pristine. Others are a bit more worn. Some, you know, are still very able to, like, hold it together. Whereas others are loose. And I've been thinking about that lately. About, you know, that metaphor and how I feel like what we do in life is we bend and stretch to the rhythm of what's happening to us. And we try to adapt, you know, to whatever the hell is happening, where we are and when we are. But there's only so much a rubber band can take. You know, if you take a rubber band and you stretch it too much, it'll break. And it will hurt. And I think that happens to people as well. And I think both for us, personally, for each one of us, it's important to visualize the rubber band and visualize that we mustn't stretch ourselves too thin. And we must keep that, you know, equilibrium where we can go back to our original self and our sane self, so to say. But also when we talk to others or when we interact to others, we have to realize that we don't always know how stretched out they are and how close to snapping they might be. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say today. I'm making very philosophical videos lately, but that's just the mood I'm in. And you know, it's an accurate representation of who I am right now. So there you go. I hope you have a good weekend and a good month until I see you next for October. Think of the rubber band.